So, hey everybody, it's Allison Caldwell, Ruby Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and I wanted to just say thank you all for hopping on tonight, and we're going to go over just a little bit from Leaders Retreat. We just got back, Carrie and I were in Orlando over the weekend. It was amazing. I wanted to just kind of give you guys a little bit of recap on that and go over some of the leadership stuff and some of the highlights that were trained on while we were there. So I am going to share my screen. There it is. Hang on here one second while I figure out how to make this work. There we are.
Yeah, I'm in a meeting right now, so I'll go out right now.
All right. Okay, can y'all see my screen? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Their big overarching theme was to empower people. I mean, it's pretty awesome to be part of a company who, although we do have products and we do focus on getting our products into people's hands, sales is not the focus of this company at all. They didn't even talk about any sales numbers at all. And I've been to other conferences with other companies where they talk about, oh, we're a people company, and yet they're like, here's how much you have to book in order to sell this much, in order to make this much, and it was very, very sales driven. Plexus didn't talk about that at all. All they talked about was how to empower the people on your team and how to grow as a leader yourself and grow leaders with you. So it was really, really awesome. These are some of the pictures. I know y'all probably saw some of it online. But just a little bit of kind of what we did. There's meet and greets in the beginning. We got to, kind of hobnob with all the diamonds and stuff. Andrea Mitchell's probably, 4 diamonds up in our line. Julia Carty down here toward the bottom. She is our first line diamond right above Brandy. So, and it just goes up from there, diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. Y'all are on an amazing team, and there were a whole bunch of people there. So most of these pictures are like Brandy's team and below, because that's kind of who we are in contact with the most. But I just wanted to give Carrie a second and let her, if you want to unmute yourself, Carrie, and just kind of give a little bit of your takeaways from Leaders Retreat and just, what you thought of it.
Oh my gosh, again, I went to an Arbonne type of retreat, and like Allison said, it was very sales driven. Here's the products, here's how to sell it kind of thing. And the very first day, and I think I made a post about it too, and there was not one mention of any product. There was not one mention of selling. It was all how to really and truly be a better leader. And it was amazing. Like, I can't even, it was so exciting and so amazing. And I can't wait for next year's, but oh my gosh. Yeah, this company is definitely different than anything else. It really is. And everybody that I met, I've never met these people. I know their faces on Facebook, and, but everybody's just awesome. Everybody's so nice, and it really and truly was like a big old family, and we just had a blast. It was amazing. It really was.
It really did. Yep. We were all joking because the husbands were kind of going, oh, I feel like a Facebook stalker, because they would know everybody by their Facebook name. So it was kind of funny for them to meet people, and they're like, oh, you're Lori Keenan Reed, or you're, like Tina Marie Conrad, or like they go through all the like the full names of everybody. It was really funny. Or I don't know who Kay is. Oh, it's Kay Nowacek. Oh, okay. And then I get it, but they all know from Facebook. It was really funny. But yeah, I mean, I actually talked with another friend who is very high up in another company, and she was like, oh yeah, well, we go to retreats and we have to, pay for everything. Like, she earns an incentive trip, which would be the equivalent of us earning a trip to Maui. They have to pay their airfare. And I was like, wow. We don't have to pay that. I'm like, we have to travel to Leaders Retreat, but if we earn an incentive trip, like a big one, they just send you and they pay for the airfare and stuff. I mean, here they fed us over and over, and there were drinks and appetizers all the time. We got to go help Brandy pick out her Lexus in some of our free time, which although she's in Korea and can't technically get it, drive it right now because they've already got their car in Korea, she at least was able to go and pick it out. And that way when she is back, she can get it. But they really, really, really went all out, and they take such good care of us. It's been a lot of fun at those things. And y'all, there were people there who were gold. And I'm not really sure. I'm guessing you might be able to get there as silver, but you would be super close to gold if you were silver when you got there, because the points, you don't have to be a certain rank to make it to Leaders Retreat. You just have to get the points through that process. So in that 3-month time period. So this is something that really anybody can achieve during that time period. And of course, we would love to have y'all with us there. We did hear from the president and the CEO. Alec Clark talked first. He's the president. And he talked about the ways to become happy, centered, and successful. Like, this is literally what they led off with. He talked about empowering yourself and empowering others. You're just kind of passing that leadership baton. And the ways to be happy, centered, and successful is you don't want to make exceptions to your standards. If you are looking for certain people that are, positive, that are uplifting, that are going to be a good team player, some people aren't going to turn out to be, the kind of team player that you're looking for. And it's okay sometimes to let people fall away if they are not catching this vision with you. Ideally they do, and we want to pour into people, but some people, they just aren't willing to make any changes. And sometimes those people end up falling away. And he said, let that happen. Don't let other people be dragging you down. We want to surround ourselves with people who are lifting us up. Of course, smile, because even when you're on the phone, if y'all can't see me, you can probably hear if I'm smiling or not. Although I think I might have the world's worst case of RBF, so I try to smile a lot, because otherwise I really look angry. Being disciplined is basically in all areas of your life. I mean, especially with our business, it's work your own business first, and then pour into your team and help your customers and help your people that are working with you. But you have to be disciplined to get started. You have to be disciplined to get up every day and to make these choices and to decide, I'm going to focus on the positive stuff, to decide I'm going to, eat the right way for my body. All of these things, it's all self-discipline. Of course, living by the golden rule. I love that they focus on that kind of stuff at this company, where they really and truly, they strive to treat everyone the way that they would want to be treated. And I love that. Don't complain. He actually challenged us to go 24 hours without complaining. I have not tried that yet, but I need to. So if y'all do that, I would love to hear back from you in how it changes your mindset. Because the go-to reaction for everybody these days is just to complain. The first thing people do is complain, or they want to point out what's wrong. And it's really a mindset, and it's something that can become a habit really easily. So just be aware and try not to be part of the complaining problem lately. You always want to keep learning. He actually said to live as if you're going to die tomorrow and learn as if you're going to live forever. And I thought that was a really, really cool way to say it. They talk about learning all the time. Even the president and the CEO are talking about constantly learning and how can we make things better in a win-win scenario for our ambassadors and for our corporations. So it's really, really an open-ended or an open ceiling, I guess. Like, they just want to keep on learning and making things better and better. He also said number 7 is to look up, because, we all spend our lives like this, right? Everybody's on their phone all the time. It's like, look up. He goes, and sometimes you have to look up. So it's really and truly looking up, being aware of your surroundings, looking up and being aware of our Creator, and talking to Him and talking to others around us. When you're setting goals, write them down. He said you're 40% more likely to achieve your goals if they are written down. So if your goal is to go senior gold, if your goal is to go gold next month in November, write it down. Make yourself accountable to that. Number 9 is being humble. I know a lot of people get uncomfortable about saying, this is what the business has done for me. This is what I'm making in this, because they feel like they're bragging with stuff like that. Y'all, if you are blessed by this, it's okay to say, I am incredibly blessed by this. And that is still being humble in that scenario, and yet sharing what we want other people to be able to do with this. We want other people to be able to get out of debt, to be able to have that financial breathing room, to create savings accounts, to pay for college, things like that. And that can be a huge thing for people. So there's ways to, present yourself and to remember to be humble in all cases, even when you're doing stuff like that. And of course, serving others. I think I pray every single night to be a servant leader for y'all. I remember when Randy asked me if I thought I was a good leader, when I think I was gold when she asked me that the first time, and I was like, I guess I'm okay. And I really had no idea. I didn't know what to do. I was like, I don't really know how to lead. I don't know what to do. I just know how to go, woohoo, let's go. And then I'm lost after that. So it's been a process, and I've been praying a lot about being a servant leader. I want to be a servant leader because that's the biblical way of doing it, and that's what God calls us to do. So I love that they cover all that kind of stuff with this company as well. Then we got to hear from John Maxwell. If y'all have not heard from his stuff, I know Carrie's clapping. If y'all have not heard from him or read some of his books, watched any of his stuff on YouTube or whatever, it is amazing. He is absolutely hysterical, so entertaining to listen to, and so amazing with leadership and how to grow and evolve as a leader. And he sat there going, you know what? I'm not going to stop. He's like, the book that I wrote however many years ago, he's like, guess what? About 83% of it's not true because I'm coming out with the 2.0 version. And he's like, so now I have to say 83% of that's not good anymore, because he's like, I've learned and I've grown and I've changed a lot of it. So it's kind of cool to hear, the world's, pinnacle of leadership, John Maxwell, saying, I'm not the best leader I'm going to be because I'm still growing and I'm still learning. He talked about the law of the lid. And basically what that is if you are he used a scale of 0 to 10. If you're a level 5 leader, then your business will stop at level 4s. You're not going to get a level 7 on your team if you're only at a level 5. If you're an okay leader, you're not going to get amazing leaders on your team. You have to be growing and learning, and then your team will follow you up. So how well you lead determines how well you're going to succeed with that and the size of your business. So if you're not changing what you're doing in the past, then you're not growing, and your business isn't going to grow with you. The law of process that he talked about is basically that you're constantly learning. It's a process. Leadership is not, as he calls it, a Pop-Tart. You're not going to just nuke a leader. You're not going to stick it in the microwave and be like, zip, I got a leader in 30 seconds. Leaders develop daily, not in a day. So you're doing something every day to make yourself a better leader. You're learning, you're training, you're looking at yourself and saying, okay, how can I do things differently and to make things better? He did go over the 5 levels of leadership. Oh, good, I can still see him with everybody on the side. It's starting at the bottom. It's position, permission, production, people development, and pinnacle. And I'll just kind of go over a little bit of them real quick. The position, basically, people follow you because they have to. So when you're in position leadership, it's basically in this company, in this business model, it's because you have an ambassador on your team. First ambassador you sign, you are a position leader. And people basically are just there because you are above them. You have the title, so they follow you. You might not know what you're doing, and that's okay. Problem is, about 80% of people in leadership stay in this level. They stay in that position leadership, and they don't grow. And that ends up basically causing your team to just say, well, how little do I have to do for this person? These are the people that are punching out, at 5 o'clock, that aren't showing up on calls, that aren't doing things the right way. So you want to be growing and learning. That takes you to level 2, where you're a permission leader. So people follow you because they want to. This is where, come on in. This is where it's about relationship, where they like you. You're getting energy going. You're forming connections and relationships with the people, and they're actually like, oh, I really like you, and I want to do what you're doing. That's a permission leadership. The 3 things that you need to do well there are: you need to listen well. So you're listening, learning, leading. You need to observe well. So you need to show people what. Oh, I don't know what I wrote. How bad is that? I'm not really sure what those words say. I was writing really fast. But you need to observe well. So you need to be showing people what to do instead of just telling them, and seeing what it is they need from you. And you need to serve well. That's the 3rd thing. So you need to be leading by serving. Then again, continuing to grow. Level 3 is production. And at that level, people are following you because of what you've done for the organization. So this is where it starts to become more results-based. So initially, you're growing as a person, and people are coming with you because you're growing. Level 3, it starts with results. You've produced some results. You have credibility. You are personally successful in the business. And so people are following you because they're like, look, she's done this. Now I can do this too. So the 3 things that you're doing well at that level is you're leading by example. You're creating momentum. So momentum is just, he said it was the great exaggerator. It makes you look better than you are because things are really blowing up when you have momentum. He said 80% of your problems can be solved by momentum. And then the 3rd thing you do well there is you attract better people. That's the law of magnetism. And this was a really, really big point that he hit on again later, was you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. So if you're saying, I want people who are amazing leaders and who are positive and hard workers and really optimistic, but yet you are not feeling any of those things, and you're going, well, I don't think it's gonna work, and I'm feeling really down, and I'm not very optimistic, then guess what? You're not gonna be attracting what you want. You're gonna attract what you are. So if you feel like the people that are coming onto your team are not exactly what you're looking for, if you're looking for people who are doing things a little differently, then maybe you need to do things a little differently. So you need to be looking at yourself to make sure you're attracting the right people. And that takes you to level 4, which is people development. So there's where you start reproducing. People are following you now because of what you've done for them. So they won't keep following you after what you've done for the company unless you start to do things for them. So that's what takes it from level 3 to 4. They may start following you for one reason, but they're going to keep following you because things are going to continue to happen, because you're going to continue to pour into them and to teach them and to tell them. So the things that you have to do well at that level are recruitment. So the quality of the person that you're bringing on there determines how well you can train them. And the leaders aren't looking for you. You need to be out there looking for them. He used the analogy of like the person who stands at the airport with the little sign, that says, oh, I just lit that up, sorry. Stands at the airport with a little sign that says, Randy Underwood. And they're talking to their person next to them, and they're not paying any attention, and they're just waiting for Randy to see them. If she doesn't see him, then she's out of luck. But if they're actively looking and they're saying, okay, I've done some research, I know what Randy looks like, I'm looking for this person, and they're holding the sign and they're like, oh, I see her, Randy Underwood, and they're like, then they find you. So that's kind of how he equated it, is you need to be actively looking for that type of leader that you want on your team. So you know who you're looking for. The people, see, that was number 1 of the things you do well on level 4. Number 2 is you position people well. So you're using people in their areas of their strengths. So, you know, if you have a blue, you're going to use them for things to get people excited. If you have someone who's a red personality, you're going to use them for things that, you know, you need to know about the money or the organization or how things work. You know, green details, things like that. Like, you're using your people and putting them in positions where they can excel because those are their strengths, and you're able to help them find those. The third thing they do well is equipping people well. So he said there's 5 steps to equipping people. The first one is I do it. So as the leader, like, I'm doing it, I'm showing you what to do, because you can teach what you know, but you're going to reproduce what you are. So you have to be doing it in order to have people doing it with you. The second step to equipping people is I'm doing it and you're with me. So side by side, you're helping this person along. The third step is you do it and I'm with you. So for example, when you start leading your first team call, you're going to lead the call, but I'll be right there with you to kind of help and walk you through it. Step 4 is you do it. Now I've taught you, I've helped you, I've backed you up. Now it's your turn. Step 5 is you do it and someone is with you. So this is where you're building and you're empowering the leaders on your team and you're creating new leaders. And this is what is going to create a business for you that is absolutely solid, long-standing. It's amazing how it's going to transform your business when you learn how to equip people and pour into them. And then the last one is that pinnacle where you've been doing all of these things and now you've gotten to respect. People follow you because of who you are and what you represent. So basically what he said is when you've been doing these first 4 levels really, really well, the company puts you at level 5. These are, you know, your diamonds. These are the people who are doing it right. They've been pouring into people. They've been reproducing leaders and equipping their teams. And those are the people that are now put into a position of respect by the company because of what they've done. So, one of my favorite quotes from John Maxwell was, he said, the fastest person doesn't win the race. It's the one who gets started first. Which at first kind of makes you go, what? He says, well, he ran into a guy, like an Olympian who was, you know, the record holder for the 100-meter dash. And he was like, I can beat you. And the guy was like, right. He says, no, I can beat you. And he's like, no, you can't. Let's see this. He's like, yeah, no, I can totally beat you. He's like, you give me an 80-yard head start, I will beat you. It's not about who starts first. If you give him a head start, if he gets started first, he's going to win, right? Because he's got 80 yards to try to catch him. He only has to run 20 to win because he got started first. So when you're thinking about the other people on the team and you're seeing other people, other sidelines, maybe not even on our team, on other teams who are moving really quickly, or they're doing things and you wish that was happening for you, just put your blinders on and get started, because the people who are starting it and who are doing it are the ones who are going to be winning. They're the ones who are getting it done. Don't worry about what other people are doing. You know, they may or may not be winning in the long run. If you're doing the work and you're starting it and you're doing things the right way, you're gonna succeed in this for sure. Let's see, I don't think I have anything else necessarily on leader stuff, but I did want to kind of throw out real quick. I know y'all, the back office has been giving everybody fits for a while, and there's been a whole lot of craziness with it. They are finally launching the new back office November 4th and 5th. They gave us a little kind of taste of it at convention in May, and y'all, it's amazing. It's so much easier to use, so user-friendly. So hopefully they've gotten all the bugs worked out. They did say they were going to have to shut down the system when they're doing that. I want to say it was overnight on the 4th, like the middle of the night. They're going to shut that down and reboot everything so that it comes up correctly. But I'll keep you posted on timing and stuff for that. And then the next thing they rolled out was the Super Saturday, which is January 6th. And hang on one second. I'm just going to set myself a timer because it doesn't tell me when I'm done. I don't want to get cut off again like I did last time. So Super Saturday, they hold it in different areas around the country. I'll probably be in the Charlotte one. Anyone, if you've got one near you, amazing, go to it. If y'all can make it to Charlotte, I would love to have everybody there. If not, they said they're going to be streaming it live this year, which is great. Different areas, they fly diamonds in to talk to people, to share their stories. It's a lot of fun. They usually have events for prospects there as well. And then they do some training. They literally have pink drink on tap. Like, I mean, it's a lot of fun. They really do like a mini kind of leaders retreat thing, mini convention. It's a lot of fun. They give away prizes and talk to people, and you can meet the higher ups that are there and stuff. And it's just really a good time. And hopefully y'all can make it to that. Sorry, it quit working. Okay. And the other thing that they said, and this was when Tarl came out, he talked about the secret to success. Tarl is our CEO, Tarl Robinson. And he talked about the secret to success in Plexus, where people would ask him, like, how did you get this company to grow so quickly? And he said, basically, it's by treating people right and being a good person. I mean, how many CEOs say that that's their secret to success? Is I treat people right and I'm a good person. And I work to be a good person. Like that's his whole secret. And I just thought that was pretty awesome. He focuses on building trusting relationships. And he said the whole goal is to create a legacy company through health and happiness by empowering others. And so that's what they focused on Leaders Retreat. Really and truly, they just want to take care of everybody who did the work to earn it. And it's so much fun. And I would love to have any of y'all there. Let's set some goals. Let's talk about it. It would be fabulous to have a big showing from the Pink Drink Tribe there next year. Love to have y'all with us. Does anybody have any questions or anything that maybe you wanted me to repeat or missed or whatever in my notes here, or just want to say anything about it? Y'all can unmute yourselves. I don't know how to unmute everybody on here.
No, my biggest question was what Super Saturday was, which you already answered. So.
Okay, very good. Yeah, they'll have more information coming out about it as well. So.
And if anybody earns that new planner, they actually are putting in all the events already pre-printed into that planner.
Yes. Yeah, they have all of that in there, which is totally awesome.
Yeah. All right. So that's Super Saturday. That's just a one-day event, right, Allison?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll usually do the opportunity event on a Friday night and then Super Saturday during the day.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't know. I'm thinking trip up from Lithia, Monica.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, carpool. That's what we did last year. We took a trip from Prattville and just carpooled up to, Rainey and I went to Atlanta last year. So
I've always wanted to go to North Carolina. So
yeah, we'll make it a party. If y'all all come up here, we'll make it a party. Absolutely. All right, I'm going to stop recording.